As mentioned in the previous video in this series, your presentation is your ePortfolio. This is where you'll display items that demonstrate your knowledge and skills, such as a resume, philosophy statement, professional development plan, and objects such as artifacts and reflections indicative of your learning. To start building a presentation, click My Items in the left-hand navigation. To find the presentation template provided by your instructor, use Filter by Presentations on the My Items page. It's a good practice to first duplicate the ePortfolio presentation template. That way, if you make a mistake and want to start over from scratch, you still have the original presentation template from which to work. To do this, use the Copy function in the drop-down menu of the downward-facing Actions arrow. Type in a new name to distinguish it from the original template. For example, you could name it with your first and last names followed by ePortfolio. After typing a name, press the OK button. The copy of the original template will now appear in the presentation list. To start building your ePortfolio presentation, click the downwards-facing Actions arrow and choose Edit from the drop-down menu. If at any point you want to rename your ePortfolio, it's here under the Properties tab where you can do this. Type in a new name and press Save. Next, click on the Content Layout tab. Here you will see Pages on the left and a Content area in the middle part of the screen. The Introduction page will be selected. Your template will include instructions as to what to include on this page. To view these instructions and then replace them with the required content, choose the downwards-facing Actions arrow. A drop-down list of options will appear. Choose Edit Text from this list. Type the content specified by the instructions, or copy and paste the content from a Word document. You may be asked to insert an item such as a photograph of yourself. The process to do this will be detailed later in the video. Alternatively, you can insert YouTube videos or links by clicking on the Insert Stuff icon. From here, you can choose to insert an item from YouTube and Flickr. Under Insert Link, you can type in the web address of an item. Finally, under Enter Embed Code, you can enter an embed code. This is HTML code that is often provided under the Share function of popular websites such as YouTube. Press Next to select any options for the item you choose to insert. Press the Save and Close button. The bulk of your ePortfolio relates to your understanding of the standards specific to your program. Each standard has its own page. As an example, we will be working with standard number 4. While in the Edit Presentation area, under the Content Layout tab, go to the standard number 4 page by clicking its name under Pages on the left-hand side of the screen. In the Content area, your template will contain a number of components, such as the text of the standard itself and the linked indicators of that standard. To edit a text component, click the downwards-facing Actions arrow. Choose Edit Text. From here, you will type or copy and paste from a Word document content related to your learning of this standard. You can also insert stuff in this text area, such as links to web pages or embed code from multimedia sources. Press Save and Close when finished. When building the pages of your ePortfolio, you may decide to add a custom component rather than only using those already present in the ePortfolio template. To create a custom component, press the Add Component button in the Content area. You can then choose from Artifact, Artifact or Reflection from a collection, Reflection, or Text area component types. Clicking the Artifact link will allow you to choose specific artifacts to insert. Choose the checkbox next to the artifacts you'd like to include, and then press the Add button. The text description of the artifact, along with a small image icon of the artifact, will appear in the presentation layout. This is how you would add a photograph of yourself as well. Upload the photo as an artifact and then insert it into your presentation by following the steps just reviewed. The process for inserting a reflection is the same. Click the reflection link. Choose the reflection to include by selecting the checkbox next to its name and then press the Add button. Adding artifacts and reflections at the same time can be accomplished if they are organized into collections. First, press the Add Component button and then click the Artifact or Reflection from a Collection link. Click the link to the collection you'd like to insert. Select the checkbox next to each item in the collection. When you press the Add button, separate components for each artifact or collection will be created. You can create your own text area by selecting the Text Area link when adding a component. Enter a name for the text area component by typing in the area name text box, and then enter text by typing or copying and pasting from Word, or choose other items using the Insert Stuff function discussed previously. When finished, press Save and Close. Finally, artifacts, collections, and reflections can be added to a presentation directly from the My Items area. Click the checkboxes next to the items you'd like to add, and then click on the Add to Presentation icon. Components of a presentation can be reordered on the page. On the Content Layout tab, choose the downwards facing actions arrow, choose Move Up or Move Down to move the component in that direction. Components can be deleted by choosing Remove from Layout in this menu. It's recommended that you leave the standard component from your template at the top of the page. The Linked Indicators component can fall anywhere in the layout, but is generally found either as the second component on a page or as the very last component. You can also set options for how artifacts display on a page. To edit these, choose Edit Display Options from the drop-down menu, make any changes, and then press Save. To the right of the Content Layout tab is the Banner tab. Click on this tab. In the banner title box, type in your first and last names. This will help your instructor to distinguish your ePortfolio from that of other students. Press Save when finished. Under the Theme tab, you can customize the look and feel of your ePortfolio. The Preview icon in the right-hand Actions column will allow you to preview what your ePortfolio looks like in that theme. Once you've found a theme that you like, press the Select button next to the theme you would like to adopt. Press Set Theme to confirm your selection. Don't be shy to try different combinations. You can change your theme as often as you like and at any stage in the ePortfolio building process. You can also view your work as you develop your pages. At any point, this can be accomplished by clicking on the View Presentation link on the Edit Presentation page. Once you're done viewing the page, just close it and continue working. Also, from the My Items page, you can preview your ePortfolio by clicking on the downwards facing actions arrow of a presentation and selecting View, or by simply clicking on its name. In the next video, we will review the final steps of the ePortfolio process, submitting the ePortfolio. We will review the export function, how to turn it into your instructor using the Dropbox, and how to share an ePortfolio with people outside of UWM.